I've been anticipating this release for some time now, ever since the announcement, considering it is one of the earlier 2024 debuts. And so far with the way things are shaking out as of this new year, whether they be in pieces we've recognized together currently, or maybe some surprises in store we'll see, or our determined path of evolution, as you and I continue to explore in mutual company, I think the best way to engage with music. Fresh new debuts, whether they be from familiarized talents or new emerging names in the music sphere, notably of a metal regard with maybe some exceptions lined up, we're going to have some fun times together, just considering where we are in the midst of Phase 2 considerations. As I've been saying, a robust list. Whether it be in determined or spontaneous debuts that we'll be recognizing together, I'm really excited about 2024. Anyway, as I was saying, recent surprises. ALTERIUM, a new contribution to not only their single library, but alongside the announcement of War in Flames. Who could have guessed an album was coming? Free singles, and, well, free singles including this one, and a cover as well incorporated into that. I believe all on part of the album, I'm pretty sure. And where we last left ALTERIUM, again, some of you might approach from a not familiarized lens, and I want this to be a welcome space for anybody, whether you know the ALTERIUM name, and maybe some of the adjacent credits as well alongside Nicoletta Rossellini, their front lady's vocal tenure. I will tell you, in view of Phase 2, I have taken time to determine a selection of those other groups' works by name, and we will recognize those other efforts at a later date. But if you're walking in with uninformed eyes, first exploration for you, perhaps, and maybe a first footing into the European metal sphere, already of which, on suspicion, you know we're going to be humoring a good work here. I always say that because it's true. Any artist we recognize or any piece, I've quite fallen in love with immediately. And ALTERIUM, Italian power metal. That's what you're in for, and certainly at the Italian spotlight, I've humored a number of groups, certainly in the emerging category, and there's been plenty of great voices that you and I have taken time to investigate. And ALTERIUM, deepening our relationship, perhaps, if we have taken previous journeys in a parallel structure. This is, I'm sure, going to be another fantastic contribution. The first 3 singles, I think, have been great, or including as well, again, including in that the cover, which was done aptly well for Sabaton's original piece, but ALTERIUM's work, truly impressive. Now, admittedly, I walk into a War in Flames with slightly informed eyes. It very much still is going to be a fresh impression witnessed largely, other than the 2 teaser clips that have been debuted, and I've been watching pretty much non-stop. Already engaged with what I know, that atmospheric quality that I fell in love with immediately to Siren's Call, and that vocal prowess on part of Nicoletta is, I'm sure, going to be reprised incredibly well with a War in Flames, just knowing the hints of direction. We're in for quite a transfixing piece, I think. Great start not only to this morning, but again to the new year. 2024, truly. So many fun experiences we're going to be taking together, and just on suspicion of ALTERIUM's name, I'm really looking forward to humoring more singles as well as that full album when it's realized. You know, for myself or in mutual company, I'll decide at that point, but how much time I have. But so far with the singles, I'm very impressed at what I'm hearing. I think you will be too. Maybe an early entrance for you, but I think you'll fall in love with it pretty quickly, just on the little I know. Bit of a symphonic light drift for that keyboard emphasis. Truly. I love piano work. It's a great way to enter in the graces of this, and plus the scenic location shots. They get better every video. Very balanced number. Oh, you had in the choir too. I didn't think the power metal immersion would come so quickly. We've already heard the background symphonic ambiance stripped, though, of that riff structure. And maybe we'll return in that form, but quite a fast entry. Good one, though. I quite like it. Beautiful scenery to the number. Love it already. Okay, that was about it for the teaser. I knew that bit. This is all fresh. Nicoletta is blending so well into the score here on vocal presence. Just, oh my gosh, that melding. Beautiful. This particular key is one of my favorites, and it's just being demonstrated so well with, again, that aggressive foundation, a great footing to this piece, beautiful support. They really, the vocals on the chorus, especially on that end closure, really do elevate the number. Love it. And already it's such a good fitting on first debut. Incredible range though, truly. Little cues in the background to this. You take it every second. There really is a symphonic quality to this number, automatically engaging for me just on first entrance. Whenever you associate it. And I've heard beautiful examples of fusion between the two styles. This is perfectly immersed. We're in for something special with this album, I can already tell, just on its reach. This is going to be an extensive field we get. Though it does come back in the original form of what I heard. The bass work on this one really does stand out, but again, amplified by that background symphonic touch. Perfectly managed piece. One of my favorite debuts in the Italian power metal sphere. And again, we've taken a good window to a variety of respects. I'm notably thinking on foundation and on reminiscence within the staging, I would say, and the natural scenery choice. It's funny how so many groups connect. I think immediately to recent debuts that we've interacted with, in fact, on a introductory basis, mutually, just like ALTERIUM with Frozen Crown. Differentiated color tones on this one are part of the scenery, but it is truly reminiscent in effect. But again, beautifully delivered. Really does amplify the quality of a number quite well in a good amplification of visual. And truly, that piece, every extension of it, again, I knew on footing based on the way that scores materialized. That later entrance of the Of War and Flames, again, with the choir isolation paired with, again, that an abandonment on the power root. That's what I heard as a first tasting, and I knew automatically this is going to be something quite special in its atmosphere of reach. To see that brought back in on first suspicion, though, your senses, as I said, because of how quickly the power metal root kicks into that line, you think, okay, that was quite a tease, but then to hear it again in reprisal form on both extremes. And the power metal's a perfect aid to this. Again, the key direction on specific focus of where ALTERIUM is stylized. And I did read somewhere that this was always Nicoletta Rossellini's pursued effort, and it truly... ALTERIUM speaks volumes in every one of the pieces you've entertained, but certainly, to my absolute delight, the latest two, including this one, I've liked every piece, but Siren's Call and Of War and Flames really take this upcoming album in such a unique direction. I quite love it. The immersion, the natural immersion that we oftentimes hear from many other European credits, even outside of Italy, but that natural blending, it's to the extreme, I'd say, on prowess level of Visions of Atlantis. What's the other one I'm thinking of? Camelot? Oh, I get Swift vibes immediately based on the balance of this number, and the extremes on both tones, plus the cinematic quality in the number and the perfect vocal melding. Natural reach, too, on Nicoletta's pitch, and it's so evenly mapped within the chorus construction. I love the body of the number. Each field of it, and even the energy with the riffs, different facades shaped. There's lighter cues, plus with that instrumental break, I think, towards before the the later isolation on part of the piano score, and what a way to enter the graces of this number. Truly, I love a piano score origin. It's fantastic. But the extremes again on riff work. Dominant backbone riff pattern. That's quite consistent throughout the number, but still spaced and shaded differently. I just love, again, the mixture of tones. It's a great piece, and I certainly see why it's the title number of the album. It truly stands out as a number, just like previous entries have in my regard and first footing into the Alterium world. But what a beautiful extension. I knew of War in Flames would impress. I didn't have any idea that the symphonic cue would be so deliberate. And because, again, the power metal extreme that is more readily declared with Alterium's vision, what we've recognized before, to see that as emphasized and balanced to the power metal cue. Again, symphonic metal, the immediate reach for me on first favorability, though I keep an open door to any metal language, and certainly about any extension of artists that choose to grace my presences here in our mutual company. But Alterium, wow. As strong as any other type of melding between the two extremes that I've witnessed, really carries such an atmosphere and vivid life. On expression immediately of War in Flames, just settles in. I love it. I knew I'd like it today. 2024 is off to a great start, right? Not to speak for you, but I think many of you would agree, just on the strength of that number. And maybe a first introduction for you to the Alterium world. If so, feel free to chime in about it as well as your independent thoughts. You know, music is very much a subjectively led journey, and I can only give you my perspective, which with this number is quite glamorous. Qualified to every Alterium number we've welcomed, and many more journeys I'm sure for the future. Certainly an open door to whatever comes next, and I'm looking forward to it mightily. Just on the reach of this number paired with, again, other entries on the album, not only in narrative, certainly, but on vocal capability, plus musical scoring, and that natural blend. Truly a favorite so far. The symphonic reach, that, and the natural immersion on stylization. Good fit immediately, I knew it would be. But in the larger view of now experiencing the piece beyond a couple of teasers and understanding it in context, what a welcome number. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.